Nigerian music anytime, anywhere.
Baby. You see how we flick on that baby.
Visit irocking.com for more Nigerian music anytime, anywhere.
Baby. You see how we flick on that baby. I dey feel like it don't kind of mighty. Uju, baby, I uju. Love to get it there. When I think about it, things you do. Something that I need to marry you. To marry you. Baby, I uju. Love to get it there. When I think about it, things you do. Something that I need to marry you. Because everything that you, anything I do, that you, anytime I want to enjoy, that you, anytime I want to laugh, that you, when I want to go to, that you, when I go to go to, that you, that you, that you, no matter what, I swear you too friend. Anytime you there for the club, you win. All the guests they go want to die. Mama, mommy got money. If not, I make you ask it funny. So many chicks, them a come, they love me. But now only you who can be my wifey. I dey pray, I dey cast and fight this. For anything, we're going to fight it. I don't go lie, say me not mind it. You be the best quality of wifey. Because everything that you, anything I do, that you, anytime I want to enjoy, that you, anytime I want to laugh, that you, when I want to go to, that you, when I go to go to, that you, what you gonna be, that you, that you, that you, because of you, be good, you be my thing, that you, to be good, all of them will say you be Asama, baby. I'm sitting the way and I love you. Some of them they talk say na juju. Some people they call me Mumu. Some of them they call me Oluku. It doesn't matter what in them. My baby, man, oh dear, would you my shorty? Asama, baby. I want to show them say now you my baby, yeah. Baby, you, I got you. Love to get it there. When I think about the things you do, something that I need to marry you. Yeah, I got you. Love to get it there. When I think about the things you do, something that I need to marry you. Because everything that you, anything I do, that you, anytime I want to enjoy, that you, anytime I want to laugh, that you, when I want to go to, that you, when I go to go to, that you, what you gonna be, that you, that you, baby, make them not think about you, baby, You're 17, 18, 19. Hey, baby. I say you're 17, 18, 19. Hey, when you 19.
Yes. Wow. Woo. What's happening? I feel so bitter that our page is compromised. That is fantastic. I think we need to start. Spencer, you're all right now?
Hello, everyone. Hello.
Yeah, let me bring that.
Hello.
Yes, Spencer. A lot is happening on the page. Our page has been compromised. Scammers everywhere. We are talking to the family members to please avoid them, not to click on any link. Please do not, I repeat, do not click on any link. They are scammers. We cannot ask you to click on a link for you to win. You don't click on link. You know how you win, come on. You do know. I do not want you to fall victim of these scammers. They are hackers. They want to compromise the page. Please, please do not allow them to do that. I beg you, your safety is our priority. Trust me. Please, please be scam aware. You need to be scam aware, scam awareness. And I also urge you, family, to join the admin team. Join us to spread the news. Let the scammers know that we are aware of them. If they know we know what they know, they will not be scamming the page. I want to use this opportunity because I'm not happy to see that they are sending you links to click to win. I hope and hope that you are smarter than. Do not, please, do not click on any link. Thank you very, very much. I think we have to start. There are lots. Oh, what's doing pim pim pim? There are lots of things we have scheduled for you on the topic today. And as you can see, our co-host tonight is Spencer. You know him. Spencer, do you want to introduce yourself again? Or I think
well, hi everyone. I'm back again, Spencer Anewelu, the CEO of Prime View Television, like I always say, and I'm really always happy to be on in our minds. And I'm sure Angel has a wonderful topic for us today.
In fact, I give you the secret. We wanted to talk about science chick, but Spencer said, please, please, I do not want to, comment on that. I said to him, okay, what are you comfortable with? What about polygamy? He said, yes, that one has a legal backing. So he's happy to talk about polygamy. But on the other hand, we are going to have side-by-side discussion on side chick as well, if time warrants that. Another of our speaker is on the phone. Your one and only. Wait, Dr. Hope is not here.
বন্ধ আছে পছন্দের সব গান আপনার কলারকে শোনান রবি গুনগুনে সার্ভিসটি চালু
Madam Hope, I'm trying to connect you to the speaker. I think it's connecting you to the wrong speaker. You can speak. I think you're connected to the main speaker. Madam Hope, you want to greet the family members?
Hello, in our mind family.
Fantastic.
Can you hear me?
Absolutely, yes, we can.
Yes, we love you. Beware of scammers. Don't fall victim.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Madam Hope, for also joining me to talk to the family members because their safety of the page is our most priority. Okay, we have to start. I can see the followership is not too much, but maybe because people are not scared because of the scammers on the page. Nobody wants to be scammed. Tell them this is real. We are currently live. So tonight we are going to be looking at polygamy, good or bad. And on top of that, we can also talk about side chick, front chick, side cock and front cock, anything you want to call it. We are happy. Let me, according to Chin Talk, let me reduce the fun. Okay, so I want to, as we said, we are talking about polygamy, and tonight is going to be a lot of interactive section. Spencer, this is a very strong topic. This is a topic that has been, all the topic we discuss, Spencer, is always controversial, and it's always an age-long discussion, and it's difficult to come to a compromise, but it's something we can start to give a voice to as well. Okay, as I said, farms, we need to engage with farms as usual. Before we talk about the talk show, before the speakers start to speak, we want to get the family members engaged. All right, first, let me see what they are saying. Nice topic, absolutely. That is Uma. Uma saying our mind is always in his mind, and his destiny is definitely in his hands. Fantastic. So, family members, I want to ask you quickly, quick. We don't have time to waste time. Quick. Can you do a quick check? We need to know population, the population of men versus women. Population, let me see you come up with the population of men versus women. Who is more? Because we've had a lot about men and women. We hear a lot of people tell us a lot. Tonight is not about the hearsay. It's not you to do your research. Can you quick, family, what is the population of men versus women? We want to hear that. These are the same polygamous. Men versus women, what is the population? I want to read it. Aminat is sharing love. Thank you. Lucia said, fire go for today on this topic. I agree. So the population, Princess Grace said, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Grace. So I want to hear, make fights not happen on top of this topic. Sweetheart Amma, let us fight. It's okay to fight. Can you please, some people, Richie say women are higher. Listen, I don't want to hear your opinion. I want you to do a quick research. Let's have a figure, not men are higher, women, we start back and forth. Let's have the statistics, men and women statistics globally. I want you to type, men and women, we have more women than men. That is what you say, because that is what has been said to us. I need a figure. A figure will say it all. Women is more than men. Akin, the statistics will tell you otherwise. I want 70 to 30. These people are imagining. I can't. Some people say 60 women to 40 women. I don't know what that. Chibuzo, please, I want figure. How many men do we have on earth? And how many women? Don't tell me 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 100. I need figures. 90% men and women are 10%. Oh my God. Then I will be a queen of the coast. I need figures. I can't do it for family.
That's no research.
Family. So 49. I don't want to hear percentage. Thank you, Miss. She said 49% are men. I don't know where you're getting this from. I want to see the figure. The figure. Out of every 1,000 people, 504 are men. Correct. That sounds more correct. So look at what I need figure. I need word statistics. I need statistics. Please. Action, fans. We have no time to waste time. We are limited by time. So Chijoke, in her research, which she got from the internet, is that 504 men to 496 women. That sounds very, very correct. I need more. I need to see the figure of men versus women on earth. It's been long, Nigeria, this census. You see, I'm talking of world. She's talking of Nigeria. We'll definitely go to Nigeria. Okay, Blessing Abu say that male are 3 million. I don't know what you're talking about.
Billion.
I don't know what you are talking about.
You meant
Are
billion.
you saying billion or billion? She said 49.5% female to 50.5% male. Correct. Male. Correct. But I need figures, not percentage. Do not come to me with percentage. Somebody have blasted the internet here. The population of men versus women in the entire world is roughly equal, with men holding a slight lead. Men holding a slight lead. Male are 101 male to 100 female. That is an old statistics you're looking at. Princess, we have 2022 statistics as well. So, Princess, Chichi, what they have written down is population research that has been conducted with their own statistics. People say, oh, women are more than men. Oh, women are more than men. That is what you have been fed. But tonight, we want to do the research ourselves. So I'm still looking for the most current. I'm looking for the most current statistics. I'm looking for the most. I see someone say, okay, Faith said of the 7.95 billion people on earth 2022 statistic, which is the most current, 4 billion are men, 3.95 billion are women. Thank you very much, Faith. This is the current statistics according to the world global population. So that sounds correct. 4 billion men to 3.95 billion women. So, fam, tonight you are hearing a different notion from your thoughts. According to the statistics, we have more men than women. Now, let me ask you the next questions. Quick. Tonight is going to be an interactive session. So, Faith, that is correct. 4 billion men to 3.95 billion women. So, the next question is population of man versus woman in Nigeria. Population of man versus woman in Nigeria. Fans, now we want to come down to the grassroots. We have population of people all over the world, but tonight we want to know population of man versus woman in Nigeria. I am still waiting. 94 point these women, and that's for the world. Currently, I want to know as of 2024. Wow, I didn't know we have a 2024. Thank you, my one and only Toyin. Toyin said the global population is 8.1 billion in 2024 as against 7 point something in 2022. And she said the male to female ratio is 100.89 male to 100 female. Statistics. Male are still topping women wherever you go. Thank you. But now I want to find out population of men versus women in Nigeria. People will say, oh, that is global. Come to Nigeria. So we want to know in Nigeria. This statistics show 2013 is too far because but according to Omoru Gift, she said that male population are in 113 men or against 113 million men as against 110 million women. Correct. That is the population for, I think, current one. Thank you. Let me see if someone has a different. I think this is the same by Christabel. Christabel, how is Efosa? Efosa is my wonderful sweetheart. I love him. He is a gentleman of the highest prestige. Efosa has sent his own comment. He said 2023 Nigerian female population is 110. 110 against the male, that is 113. So family, this is good enough. Thank you, Efosa. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, every one of you. The population of man versus woman globally, as we have always seen consistently, is that men are more than women. But that is not what they are told. We are always told that women are everywhere, that women are so much that you should go 100 to 1 man. But the population is saying otherwise. Nonetheless, let us continue. Yes, so 2022 was, they gave me 2023, which is good. So 2022 population of Nigeria was 110 men as against 108. but 2023 is 113 men as against 110. Fantastic. Now, family, I want you all, if this is all we do today, Spencer, I think I'm happy. We'll still come back again because this topic will never, never end.
It's not going to end there because I have a rebuttal to all these statistics you're worried about.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I know you because he's very strong about polygamy.
Yes.
And we're going to hear from him a lot tonight. Fantastic. We are waiting to hear from you as well, and Spencer. Now, family, can you please just define quickly, one word is enough. What is polygamy? Family, what is polygamy? Family, what is polygamy? Spencer is busy doing his research. Don't worry, he can say everything tonight. I'll come next week to talk because I know the issue is not about men is more than women, women is more than men. The issue is about the agreeability. Agreeability, that is all it takes. If any man agree for them to be 100 to marry one woman, that's them agreeing. But what is polygamy? What is polygamy? Female. Patience. Thank you for your. What is Abraham? You guys are. I love you, Abraham. Abraham is busy tagging. So I want to know short definition of polygamy. I shall say, I beg, men with one wife, try make una add so that the population of women go they reduce. I don't know what she's talking about. So what is polygamy? Thank you, Lucia. Polygamy is marrying more than one partner. Lucia, you're a very intelligent girl. So some people will go to men straight away or women straight away. But polygamy, the term polygamy is marrying more than one partner. It could be either way, but it's marrying more than one partner. Nafisat, I heard what happened. I'll still reach out to you. Tonight is the talk show. I want us to talk about the talk show. Spencer, Nafisat is in our mind founder. She founded in our mind talk show. I love her. So Nafisat said polygamy means one man to two wives or more wives. So that is not exactly polygamy, but that is one aspect of it. But I wanted to know exactly what the term polygamy is, but you're not wrong, Nafisat, because polygamy has taken over. But I want to know what polygamy is. Chichi said polygamy is the practice of one person having multiple spouses. Fantastic. Meaning it could be one man or one woman having many wives or many husbands. That is the term polygamy. So let me see what others are saying. Faith said, I had this argument one day with some people that men are more than women. They refuse to believe me until we use Google. Everywhere became an ice cold place. Fantastic. Thank you very much, Faith. Oluwafumi said, polygamy is marrying more than one wife or husband, period. Case closed. Correct. Thank you very much, Fumi, for simplifying what polygamy is. Thank you. So now, I want to ask you, do men cheat? Family, I want to find out from you, do men cheat? Yes or no? Do men cheat? Yes or no? This question is a yes or no. Rachel said yes. Miss said yes. Abraham said yes. Adina said yes. And Bifem said yes, but not all. Okay. Miss said yes. Madeline said yes. And Solo is a man. I love you, Solo. Solo is a man. And Solo said yes. Men cheat. I like honesty. And Aminat, I think I've read yours. Adailo, Samuel. I don't know if Samuel is a man or woman. She said yes. Absolutely yes. Fumi said absolutely yes. It said no. Okay, that's fantastic. One no and a million yeses. Modupe said yes, yes, and yes. Okay, that is fantastic. Now, the question, sorry, wait 1 minute. And now is, do women cheat? Okay, no, don't answer do women cheat, because they will answer it, but I won't know which is yes. Is it for man or woman? Now, can you define family? Define polygamy. Polygamy. Please, we define polygamy before. Now, I want you to define polygyny. Define polygyny for me. Polygyny. Family, tonight is a learning night. We are not going to teach you, you are going to teach us. It's high time we started teaching one another, because people have been fed a lot of false information. Tonight is an eye-opener. So I want to find out from you, what is polygyny? What is polygyny? I have no idea. Thank you very much, Solu, thank you. Can we find out what is polygyny? Polygyny is one man having multiple wives. Correct. That is what polygyny is. Okay, let me see the next person. Rhoda said some men are self-disciplined. Okay, fantastic. Good to know. Thank you. So we are asking for the definition of No, I didn't say okay. Okay, she's smart. Madeline is smart. Madeline said polygamy, including polygyny, the most common form where one man. So polygamy means one man or one woman marrying multiple men or multiple women. That has been done and dusted. Now we are talking of polygyny. Polygyny is where one man marries multiple wives. Thank you very much. And that is the meaning. Means it having more than one female or male. No. Polygyny is having more than one wife. Yeah. It pertains. Oh, another name has entered though. Okay. Polygamy is a type of polygamy where a man marries more than one wife. All right, thank you very much. Now we want to go to, do women cheat? Family, do women cheat? Fam, do women cheat? That's the next question. I want you to be honest. Okay, she's still defining polygamy. Oluwakemi said yes. Fantastic. Aminat is still defining polygamy. My question is, do women cheat? Gogwen said yes, ma. Fantastic. Kemi said yes. Fantastic. Aminat said yes. Fantastic. And Chinaza said yes. Women cheat too. Fantastic. Aisha said women cheat, but men cheat the expensive. All right. So she's saying women cheat. That's the question. But she went extra to say men cheating is expensive. That one now most of them, even if their wife no cheat on them, they must get side chick. That is a different aspect of what we're talking about. So you said women cheat. Thank you. That's what we wanted to know. Oluwaseun said, yeah, some women do cheat too. Fantastic. Madeline said, women cheat not as men. Fantastic. I just wanted to know, yes or no, do women cheat? Princess said, women cheat. Fantastic. Oluwafemi said, yes and yes. Fantastic. And Enforcer said, women cheat. Thank you very much. Now, quick, because if this is what we do, I'm happy. Because remember, we are all here to learn, not to get bombarded. Now, what is the meaning of polyandry? What is the meaning of polyandry? Family, The next question is, what does polyandry mean? Best page to learn. Kemi, you're the best person here. Faith said yes. So my question now is, what is polyandry? We've talked about a whole lot of things tonight. Tonight, I want you to tell me now, men cheat is like an onions, but women are silently cheating. So a Fossa said, polyandry is when a woman marries more than one man. Thank you, Efosa. That is correct. Josie said, when one woman is married to multiple husbands. Thank you very much. That is correct. Let me see if anyone has a different opinion. Eunice said, a woman marrying more than one husband. Thank you very much. In certain places, absolutely, you see it. Now, I want to find out from you, family, men and women, who is more agreeable? Men and women, who is more agreeable? Who easily say, okay, no problem. Okay, let's do it. Okay, men and women, who is more stubborn and who is more agreeable? I want to know who is more agreeable. Men and women, who is more agreeable? Oluwakemi say men and women. Oluwakemi say women. Femi say man. Patricia say man. Monsurat said women. Victoria said women. Gertrude said women are more agreeable. Akin said women. Emmanuel said men are very stubborn. True. Family said women are more agreeable. Rose said women. Fasanya said women. And the last poll, Moturayo Paul said women. Fantastic. Fantastic. So now I want to ask you guys. You guys will say, Los Angeles, start the talk show now. If this is what we do, I'm happy. We will continue to talk about this topic until we are satisfied. Family, what is polyamory? What is polyamory? Family, what is polyamory? Because when you hear polygamy, we have a whole lot of different forms. And polyamory is a different thing altogether. Let me find out from the family members, what is polyamory? Men, okay, who is talking? Is it Madam Hope? Men, though that can't really be determined because we are not. I don't know what he's talking about. Femi said yes, this is good. I don't know what that means. Chidoke said, please share and tag. Please share and tag. I agree. I hope scammers have not chased people away from the page. We'll continue to work together to bring them back. Okay, polyamory or consensual monogamy is the practice of having multiple intimate relationships. I like that. Multiple relationship, not about marriage. Fantastic. Thank you. The difference say to be polyamorous means to have open, intimate, or romantic relationship with more than one person at a time. Fantastic. Why is Los Angeles saying all this rubbish? I thought we came to talk about polygamy. Yes, because I'm coming from somewhere. Don't worry, we'll get to land. Me said having multiple intimate relationship at a time. Nobody is telling me the end. It's not just having it differently, it is at a time. But let's see. Kemi said polyamory is the practice of having multiple intimate relationship, whether sexual. Having romantic relationship with more than one partner with the knowledge of all. That is it. Thank you. And I'm almost coming to an end. But before I end, I want to ask you, family, how many times, Nurse Angel, you are silly? Yes, I am, because this world is going crazy. Let's come and bring everything out in the open. Not all the time we touch one area and that is it. We shush another area and that is it. Let's talk about all the areas we can touch on. Now, family members, in terms of intercourse, I'm mindful of my language because of Facebook, profanity and all whatnot. How many times can a man have intercourse in a day, on a daily basis? Number one, can a man have intercourse on a daily basis? If yes, how many times in a day? How many times in a day can a man, a regular man, we have a super duper man and an underneath man? No, leave those under and over. Let's look at average man. How many times can a man have intercourse a day? What is intercourse coming to do with polygamy? That is almost what it is. Yes, Abraham. Okay. Oh, Peter. Mwah, mwah. I like Peter. Peter said 3 times. So, Peter, a man can have intercourse 3 times every day. Three times every day. Okay. Solo said 2 times. Solo is also a man. Princess says 1. Princess, how do you know? Princess, are you a man? So Femi said 1. I don't know if Femi is a man or woman. Okay, it also said, men, over to you. I agree. So this is a question for men. Bridget said 2 times. I don't know the yardstick which you're using. Madeline said 3 times on a daily basis, every day by day. Men is having intercourse every three times a day. Okay, it depends on the strength. I agree. Oh, dear me. Modupe said 2 times. Modupe, are you a man? Adenike said, over to men. So, I will unmute you, Spencer. And for this particular question, I want you to unmute yourself. The family members, both men and women, some men say once, some say 2 times, some say 3 times. Because you're the male figure here, you're still muted. I want to know, Spencer, just generally speaking, how many times, being a man, do you think men can have sex or intercourse? Sorry about my language. I don't want Facebook to start to tell me a lot of things. How many times can men have sex, intercourse a day?
Well, we thank you for all the statistics. That was
most. No, we'll go into statistics later. Just intercourse would come into the statistics later.
Yeah, no, I'm hailing what you've been doing, because I've been sitting listening to all the feedback from everyone. The statistics, some I never knew, some I'm learning, and some I knew as well. But when it comes to how many times a man can have sex in 2024,
yeah,
there are medications you can buy.
No, listen. Let's just talk about.
I'm only joking. That's a joke.
Yeah, we'll go into a whole lot of other things.
But on average, I think a man, it depends on how strong the man is. But I think if he's a young man from the age of, say, 25 and above, I think he probably can have sex. I mean, I don't know what you mean, how many times. In one setting, he could probably, come, or I don't know what you want to use, or release, maybe 2-3 times and he'll be tired. And then maybe he can do another one in the evening, 2-3 times he might be tired. And that's a young man. As the man gets older, he probably whittles down to maybe once, or, once he's released once, then he's tired. And that's with age, right? So on average, I'll say 2 to 3, but it all depends on the age kind of range of the men you're talking about.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for that, Spencer. You can mute the family; they are still talking. This is all about the family members who talk. So, Spencer, being a male figure on the platform, said, generally speaking, a man can have intercourse depending on age bracket, but between 1 to 3 times a day. Fantastic. Thank you very much. In certain cases, 4 if they are super duper active and young, although he mentioned medication, but I said let's take it out for now. So now, this one is supposed to be for women. Let me change it. Okay, so family, how many times can a woman have intercourse in a day? Family, now over to women. How many times can women have intercourse a day? Sylvia is laughing. You see, women we hide a lot. I don't want. You see, men they talk boldly, yeah, boldly, but women want to hide. Huh? Solo is a man. Solo said 3 times. And Princess is a woman. She said 4 times. It is a woman. It is a man. He said 3 times for women. Chijoke said depends. I don't know what that means. Rebecca is a woman. She said 3 times. Lolo. Lolo said multiple. When you hear a woman that is always hiding and like, oh, my mother taught me to be good, say multiple. Know that means uncountable. Okay, let's see. The say once a day. Monsurat said 4 times. I'm happy. I love these women. You guys are really good. Chijoke said Okoto. I don't know what that means. And Obiaga said women is 1,000 plus. That is a day. So Obiaga, you a man. What do you mean? Chichi said 100 times. Oh, dear me. So Princess said twice, Sha, as your strength can carry. Preston is a man. Preston is a multiple times. Okay, I am a woman and I'm happy to talk. Unless Madam Hope, do you want to tell us how many times a woman can have sex? You are muted. Thank you for muting as well. Do you want to unmute and tell us? Whilst I wait for you, because I want us to be quick. I'm a woman.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
When you talk about women,
yes,
sometimes people may talk from their own experience because it wouldn't speak for others. But I will tell you that generally speaking, a woman may not even have sex for a day.
No, let me calm down. Let me calm down. Madam Hope, there are some men that don't have sex for a year as well. A whole lot of things. I'm talking about if given the opportunity and say, and not about hold yourself, do your thing, leave them, or do have sex or have intercourse. How in a day? How many times? I'm asking in a day. How many times can a woman have sex in a day and still not be tired of having more?
I'm not in a better position to answer that.
I am. So that's fine.
I'm talking of myself. You can respond, but I may not be able to give that.
I will be able to give that because I have no fear or favor. So as a woman, myself,
I'm not talking based on fear nor favor. Maybe why I couldn't answer it. I maybe I've not been sexually active, so I will not be able to answer
Correct. a lot of people on it may not be sexually active based on the fact that they are waiting for Mr. Right, or waiting for a good relationship, or waiting for this and waiting for that. However, being sexually active, a regular woman, I'm not talking about, oh, I've done housework. There are many things that slow people down, including men. But if you say women, regular woman, she can have intercourse as many times as possible, as long as she wants to. Some people say not out. Correct. The only time you start hearing, I'm tired, oh, I don't have strength, maybe come on, don't they enter. But I'm saying, by choice, you meet someone you like, and they say, oh yeah, have, or multiple or something. I don't think, even if she releases, like you said, come for men, men can come and relax. Women can come and continue. Coming of a woman is not tired. In fact, it's like, I want more. Coming means I want to come again, and again and again. It's a sweet pleasure to come. But for men, when they come, they say that you see them rolling off. When a man releases, you see him rolling away, you rightly said that they rest to maybe gather more energy to come again. But I tell you, when a woman comes, she'll be like, oh my God, I came. And she's continuing to, the pleasure is too sweet to stop at that stage. You'll be the one saying, okay, I've come. She will wait one more time because it's a good pleasure. And then I don't think it stops her. Let me see what the family members are saying. You see, one thing with women is we have been taught to be reserved, not to talk. Don't expose yourself. Show your clothes. Don't tell people, oh God, don't tell people you don't even do it. That's why most women will say to you, like me too, I'm a virgin. A lot of women want to say, oh, okay, even if they are not, they say it's only once. What? Who cares? Anyway, let me see what the family. Okay, is laughing. See, because they say, and man can come and cannot continue. when you see your partner relaxing like that, know that he has come. But when you see women, you hear them scream. They want it again. You say, I thought you came. It's not the same with men and women. I think in terms of sexual intercourse, if not all this religion, tradition, training, close up and close, you will see that women can go viral. But I think a lot of control mechanisms have been put in place to control the woman, because I don't know why. That is why you see some women that do that as a profession. The more the merrier. And anything you want, they can give it to you on a daily basis, as many times as possible, because they want more. If you want short, long, and everything, I'm not saying it's good. I'm telling you their ability to, because some men will say, oh, we are wired to want a whole lot. And I'm wondering, what am I wired for? Because we are told not to, don't, hold yourself, close up, do this, but it's not the same with the man. I'll stop here and ask let me see the last question. Yeah, so the last question is this. We cannot end without asking, monogamy. What is monogamy? Farms, what is monogamy? All this shy up and down. Don't mind them. I am a virgin. Love can make you to sleep with all day without getting tired. Absolutely. Yes. Most times women don't like talking about intercourse. Correct. We are trained not to do so. That if you talk about it, you are wild, you are this, you are that. This is all control mechanism. Don't worry. So, what is monogamy? What is Solo? Thank you very much. Solo said monogamy is having one man or woman. Fantastic. True. That is what it is. And Onome said, good evening, ma. I'm blessing. Woo! Woo! Welcome, Onome. Onome, welcome. Yes, I'll talk to you again. Thank you very much. I'm happy you're here live and direct. Thank you. Patience said monogamy is one man and one woman. Thank you. So that ends our question and answer session. Yes. So right now, I know Spencer is dying. He's dying to counter everything you said because as long as he's concerned, he got the power. So Spencer, give us your power. Bring it on.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Nas Anjo, for that long, educative section. Yeah. We now know that there were equal men and women statistically, globally. And down to Nigeria,
Before you continue, you said men are more. You are not saying equal. You guys used to threaten us that women are more.
Okay, now statistically, we now know that men are more than women, like you said. In Nigeria, perhaps the same, and in most societies, it's almost the same. That's what the statistics are saying. We now know what polygamy is. We now know what polyandry, monogamy, and everything. But I want to tell you something, that there are other factors that come into play when it comes to men and women, the ratio. Now, when it comes to men, I would say this. A man is naturally wired to procreate. That's the man's nature as a human being. He's naturally wired to procreate. And that's why you can see one man can make a village, but one woman cannot make a village, right? That's the man's position. In the animal kingdom, in animal husbandry, for instance, you can have one bull cow and he'll be mating 200 cows and be the one producing the kind of stock they have, right? That's one. Then the statistics you were reading out here, right, is statistics of men from birth. Men are counted as, even a baby, male child baby is a man, right?
Of course.
All the way to the old grandpapa who's 90 years old, he's still a man. So when we're taking the total statistics of men, then that will be the men we're talking about. But when we're talking about polygamy and all that, we're talking about active men that are able to go into a marriage, go into a relationship. When you do the figures, you find that there are less men. Now, let me tell you why there are less men in those numbers. There are less men because of things like wars. There are wars. There are imprisonment. There are more men in prison than women, right? All over the world, going to do numbers. There are more men die earlier than women. This is a fact. There are more widows than widowers all over the world. Do that statistics, you find out. Now, when this happens, you now find that in a normal society, the way God has created initially, forget about the modern Western societies where you can see that the state, there's a welfare system, the state takes care of women and all of that. In societies where there's prevalence of poverty, right? It's only natural for those women to be soaked up by the available men who have the resources. And that's why polygamy, it's something that's natural to man. It's a philanthropic act. It's something that men do in the old days to be able to take care of, because in the older days, you see a family of a man who has too much to give out, and you can see that another man who's a bit poor has like 7 children, 7 daughters. Where are all those daughters? Who are going to marry them? These are the kind of situations we're seeing. So I'm not gonna go for that. I'm gonna let you rebuttal a bit and come back, and we're gonna continue. But all I'm saying to you is, from what you realize, I'm telling you that statistically, when it comes to available women that are available to men, there are more, and that's a fact.
Family, I love Spencer. Spencer is hungry. He's dying to talk. He wants to rebuke everything to say men are scarce. Okay, agreed. with all due respect, I will ask Madam Hope to come in board before she comes in. Looking at your answers, I want to say, when you all say that men are naturally wired, I know you've spoken, so I will mute you to wait as well. Otherwise, we'll be back and forth. When you say men are naturally wired to procreate, I think it's insulting to women that procreate as well. So if you say to me, there are more, you're talking. Because most times women are shut down, sidelined, and removed. I have never seen a man give birth to a child. So the term that men are naturally wired to procreate, as if they are procreating themselves. But I understand what you're saying. You mean a man can give birth, pregnate a lot of women, but women and men procreate. What you will say is men procreate more. They can give birth to 1,000,000 women. Not true, but that is what you're saying. Don't worry, unless you want to say otherwise. Okay, let me hear you. I know what you're saying is more than the woman, but whether they unmute.
Yeah, and I want to go forward to say, in addition to what you just said, I want to go forward to say that women have a biological clock that stops earlier than that of men. So naturally, a man could go up to the age of 70 and still be able to have children. A woman has stops a lot earlier than that of a man. So naturally, a man is the one who is the harbinger of procreation.
100% correct. So what he fails to understand is that when we talk about polygamy, it's not only all about procreation. Because I have said to him, it's insulting to women when people come and say, men are naturally wired for intercourse, for procreation, as if men procreate alone. Never. Men and women procreate. But to what extent do the men and the women procreate? Then we start looking. That's correct. But please, family, men and women together, you must mate. Even if you don't, they can take your egg and take your sperm to join the two. It's not men, it's men and women. And women have night clock and what have you. Men do also have clock, but the men's clock may be longer than that of the women. Correct. Now, let's be honest. Most men that go into polygamy, their arguments from time immemorial. I hear you say poverty, men who men marry women to help them resources, forgetting. I know you were making mention of olden days, but currently I know a lot of women are now empowered. A lot of women empowerment, women rights, human rights activists. 1 minute before I lose my thoughts. So you talk something about I wanted to say something before you raised your hand. But why is it that whenever men want to talk about intercourse, the ability, or whenever you hear man compare themselves to animals, human beings always try to say they are higher than animals, that they are better than animals, but immediately it comes to intercourse, men start to tell themselves and convince us that they are animals, and they start telling us what is happening in the animal kingdom, how animal, have intercourse with women, that's female animals, forgetting that men, Spencer, I hope you are hearing me. Forgetting that both men and women have mental capacity that is higher than animals. We all agree in that. But when it comes to sexual intercourse, men start to find themselves, to linking themselves to animals. And that one again, I don't think a man is an animal. If men want to link themselves to animal, they can start linking themselves to cannibals, eating of men, eating of people, and doing a whole lot of things animals do. But I will say to you that I hear you talk about taking care of women. Nowadays, women in the society have empowered a woman a lot. Therefore, although in certain society like Nigeria, let's be honest, again, it depends on environment. You are in the United Kingdom. No one comes to a woman in the United Kingdom to say, I want to marry you to take care of you. Even if you have one or two, it is something that widely spread. You can never tell a woman in the United Kingdom that you want to help her to marry her so she can have something to eat. Like you said in your terms, government support. A whole lot of systems have been put in place to support the woman to ensure that they are not being taken advantage of. Saying, come, let me gather you or marry you, keep you here, one day, meeting you, sharing. It depends on a whole lot of things. But environment also affects. Madam Hope, I'm coming to you shortly. Let me hear what Spencer has.
It's just a quick chip in to make people understand this real fact about polygamy. Without polygamy, many of us will not be alive today. Let it sink in. Without polygamy, me might not be here today. Probably I wouldn't be here because my grandfather had 3 wives, and his 3rd wife was my grandmother, who was the last wife. And I wouldn't have existed if he didn't make that choice. And I'm happy he made that choice to marry a 3rd wife for me to be alive, because I'm happy to be alive. And I'm telling you, I'm coming, and I'm saying to you, so it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing, because for me to exist, it's a good thing. So it goes to the core of my existence to tell me that polygamy is bad, because they're telling me that I'm bad. Now, so I'm telling you, and that goes to many people in this world, that polygamy as a system might not be bad. It depends on how it's being practiced. So is monogamy too, right? So, and one more thing I want to say, polygamy is also being practiced even in a monogamous system. People are practicing it today. So I'm going to come to all these points later on, but these are things I want people to start thinking about. And I let others speak.
So can I ask you a quick question, Spencer? Spencer, just a quick question. On mute. Because most times, if you go back to generation, I am agreeing with you. My grandfather married 2 wives. Yeah, my dad has stepbrothers. He married 2 wives. So you're correct. However, my dad married only 1 wife. Can I ask you, how many wives do you have, Spencer?
1 wife.
1. Okay, thank you for that answer. Most times we like to go, when we want to justify things, we start going back. We know it's being practiced today based on religion, based on tradition, based on...
Side chick is a practice.
Okay, you said you didn't want to...
It's still being practiced.
Madam Hope. Thank you very much. So, Spencer, you don't even know where I'm coming from or where I will be going to. So, Spencer says something about him being a product of polygamy, and I will say not directly, but indirectly, I will also be. But whether it's my grandfather marrying 2 wives or 1 wife, I will still come alive in one way or the other. So if you say that is the only way I came alive, I don't know what you're talking about. But I know that my grandfather died early as well, which is something you're talking about. A lot of men die earlier than women. And my dad, from the experience he has as a product, again, depending on how you manage it, he swore never to. And if it were something, you say, it's good. I'm not saying it's bad. By the way, I just asked you a straightforward question. How many wives do you have? He said 1. I said, thank you. Case closed. Madam Hope. Madam Hope.
Yes, I'm here. So on the page, a lot of family members are responding.
Blessing said, nice one. Moses said, my grandpa married 3 wives.
Okay.
Polygamy is not good, though. Some
Okay.
people are saying, people are just happy with the topic. Madam Hope, most times I realize that we have been fed a lot of lies. It's just yesterday, I and Spencer were talking, and Spencer asked me that let's talk about polygamy instead of side chicks. But now he wants to push away polygamy and start talking. I said, no, we'll finish polygamy first. And most times they tell you men are naturally wired to have intercourse. And we searched and we see that women are also naturally wired to have intercourse. They argue to say, oh, they are naturally wired to procreate. I said it's an insult on the woman because let's look at it. Women are also naturally wired to procreate. And he said something about men have to marry in the olden days, like his granddad and my granddad, to ensure that they support women because women are poor and poverty rate. He used the term poverty. So men who has the resources help women. And we are looking in nowadays, even in Nigeria, a lot of women are struggling. You will see more women even. In fact, you will see a lot of men don't have jobs. Do women now have to marry a lot of them in order to support them? So my question to you, Madam Hope, is it under human rights? Because people have choices to decide. I've laid out a lot of marriages or intercourse. Some of them is one man to many women. Some of them is one woman to many men. Some of them is man and woman. They gather men and women. They all sleep around, to satisfy their sexual urge. My question is polygamy, which is the most popularly practiced one, as a result of inequality and generally speaking between men and women. What do you think?
Okay. I'm a Christian, and I'll come from the point of my understanding as a Christian that God created them in the beginning, male and female. And he also gave them the power to reproduce and to dominate. It takes the male and the female to have intercourse, to produce. But we now found out that from what we are talking about here is that everything is permissible, but not everything that is beneficial. Men claim that, following what Spencer has said, starting from our forefathers who had many wives, we found out that at that early stage, they didn't have much resources. And they had a lot of farmlands, virgin lands. And the main source of sustainability then is agriculture that cuts across fishing, animal farming, the plantation farming, and all those stuff. For them to have more hands in the farm, they needed to bring more women, more children. Meanwhile, they had already taken away from a woman right to land inheritance. They forced the women to be dependent on them. That's why even when a widow loses her husband, she cannot freely be allowed to inherit her husband's land to farm it. They must look for a man who will inherit her as a wife inheritance, in the name of under the protection of that man for her and her children. But there are some women that when their husband is no more there, they will prefer to remain the way they are and concentrate and take care of their children. And from the resources of their husband, since they couldn't even inherit from their father's side, from the resources of their husband, they should be able to take care of. But you found out that all this, the so-called culture and tradition that had subjected women to all form of violence and harmful traditional practices, you found out that these women will be forced to marry somebody else, whether she likes it or not, in the name of protecting and providing for her, when she could have done it on her own if she was given equal opportunity to have freedom to have access to her husband's inheritance. So you find out that all these things is because of what the culture we have, our tradition have made women not to have equal opportunity to resources. So they now also use it to control them. That's one aside. And we're trying to justify it. But we should also look at, if all of us listening as a family, some of us, I'm sure, just like Spencer, some of us also came from polygamous family. We should also tell ourselves the truth. There is a lot of killings, enmity, rival between the wives and the children. Sometimes because of limited resources, some will want to be the favorite, and sometimes there is discrimination. The man may tend to love the other one past more than the others. There is a lot of things that will begin to happen. Some of them will begin to go into witchcraft to start killing the other people's children. All this is as a result of, struggling and fighting. The rival will come in and they will be fighting to get special attention and all those stuff. So you find out that yes, they have the right, permission to marry as much wife they want, but they find out that it's not beneficial because it has its own disadvantage and consequences.
Thank you.
Now, women are made not to. The women are denied their right to reproductive rights or right to actually decide they want to have sex and enjoy it. It's like the women are meant to. You have to, when it's only a man that will initiate, and when a man wants it, that you will have, but you don't have the right to initiate that you want to have sex. All these things that's why whatever we have said before now, the family has been contributing and saying, you find out that the truth remains that even as a woman, you cannot freely decide you want a sex and you look for whoever you want to have the sex with or whatever. But a man is free to initiate and have sex. That's why even when nobody is consenting, they will take it by force, and the issue of rape will come in. That's another aspect. So what I'm trying to say generally is this: polygamy, whatever, all that we are saying, if these things were practiced, is it still beneficial? Is it something that we can still uphold, whether there is a human right or not? But you find out that because the law want to control this, they came up, because the state and government have seen the effect and disadvantage it's causing, the problem is causing, and there is a law protecting a woman. If a man is legally married to a woman, he's not supposed to marry another woman when that marriage is still binding, except he has divorced, except that marriage there is a divorce before he can freely marry another person. But if you are marrying a woman and you go ahead to marry another woman, you have committed a crime. It's a human rights violation. So you will face the law of the land. And that is bigamy. You have committed bigamy when you are legally married to somebody and you want to go and marry another person when the other marriage is still ongoing. It's a way of trying to protect the rights of women and children.
Thank you very much. I will say thank you for now. We'll come back to you again before we close. I'm happy. Yeah, thank you for your wonderful contribution. Spencer, I know you're dying to talk. You said you still have a lot to talk, and I agree. Spencer, before you speak, I want you to look, please, Spencer, because when I was talking, I thought you were distracted. Let me read some certain comments from the family members. Abraham said, our forefathers then married more than one wife so as to be used in their farm. And Priscilla said, I love this discussion because I'm coming from a polygamous home and it has caused a lot of harm to me and my sibling. Patience said, polygamy is bad and it has consequences. Alma said, polygamy isn't that good, depending on how the home was kept. It does not always end well. Modupe said, my mom and her siblings are suffering from polygamy family. Like, seriously, this marrying more than one wife is very bad. A whole lot of them. And Sunday said, I was born in polygamous family myself, as herself, and the experience is not what I can wish my children. Never. And it's related to you, who was also from it, and you didn't even do it. Peter, himself a man, whom I was thinking we say, is good because it satisfies men, said, Peter said, I'm from a polygamous family and I know the disadvantage of this type of marriage. Then lastly, Oni, a lot of them, but I just picked some. Oni said, money does not, because most people say, oh, you marry because of money, as if money is what satisfies human being. So money does not make polygamy a good thing. The money even turns it into a dangerous battle. So, Spencer, you say you have a whole lot of things you want to say. We want you to say to us. What do you have to say, Spencer?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say you were quite smart in picking out the comments that you felt suited your agenda. But yes. I saw other comments that were quite good that were not. Saying you could have equally read them out, but you didn't. You only read one straight, which is not fair. But I can't read that. You should be doing that because they have been seeing some of them saying there are advantages and disadvantages. It's not all polygamy is bad. People have been saying it. But yes, but you didn't read those though. You chose your one.
I didn't see it.
Put that aside. I'm just saying that's the agenda.
If you have one, read it and you can see it.
Yes. So that's the agenda. But all I got to say to you, I've heard what the lady said, right? And I quite agree with her in a lot of the things she said, in terms of going back to the reasons why the polygamy happened in the first place, and and some of the issues that comes from it. There's no doubt that there are advantages and disadvantages in any system, even the democratic system we practice, monogamy. Every system has its flaws. No one system is perfect. It would be very, very wrong to try and push that agenda. So, and then when people come with the Christian ideology and all that, I'm sorry, this is part of what the Western people brought to us. They brought Christianity, in that same Christian book, they brought this monogamy in there, trying to force it on us. And I'm wondering, saying to myself, oh, then why should I listen to this? Am I not a human being? How were we doing things? Why is it that when we do our things the way we do it, they try to change it? You go to the Arab world, you go to Saudi Arabia, go to Qatar. I mean, they live the best lives, but they still practice polygamy. They don't need to sell land or run. They don't need to farm. They don't need to do all that. But they've accepted it as a way through their own religion. They've accepted it and it's working for them. So there are guidelines in everything you do. In the West here in the UK where we live, people say they're doing monogamy in quotes, but most people I know, they either have a mistress or they have a side chick or they have a child outside the marriage. All of that is happening. There's the rate of divorce is over the top. It's alarming. It's never been as bad as it is. And you're still telling me that monogamy is working? We got to tell ourselves the truth. Polygamy at the time, at least, what he did was he made sure that there was no such thing as teenage, what's it called in what we have these days? Child, baby mothers and all that. None of that existed in the olden days because polygamy will soak all these things up. If a young girl got pregnant, she'll be married off. It might be that the man has a wife already. It doesn't matter. The point is you're now under family. It's all about the society at large. It's not about a selfish me mindset, which monogamy brings. It's all about me and my own. Polygamy is more encompassing. And that's why in Africa we have the more of the it's called the nuclear family. And that's what polygamy is all about. And that's why we
extended.
Extended family is what I meant to say. And that's what we as a people, as Africans, we cannot throw away our own, because the Christian book came to tell us that monogamy is suddenly the best. And we're practicing it, and we're seeing it's not working. Well, you asked me about marriage. All right, hold on, you asked me about marriage. I can tell you, many people I know that might have married one wife. They tell you on the surface one wife. But when you go deep and find out, you might find out there's not just one wife they have. They might have one wife in per se, legally, but they might have other women. Right? So that question you asking me, I'll answer you diplomatically the way I should. But you don't know the reality about it. So that's what I'm saying to you. And this goes with most men. And that you got to start asking yourself why. Now, that's the one side. On the other side of things, like I keep on going, and I keep on saying to you, men are wired. You got to know, when I talk about how men are wired, men and women, whoever's trying to say that men and women are equal, it's a lie. You're telling yourself a lie. It's a fallacy. Men are different from women. Women are different from men.
Men are wired.
Men are different from women. Women are different.
Men are wired.
Physically, mentally, they're different people. Biologically, anatomically, we're different. A man is stronger physically, on average, than a woman. That's a fact. We cannot change it. And that's why in the olden days, the man is the hunter-gatherer. He's the one, the protector is the man. It's not the woman. Naturally, if we now say no more laws in this world, no more, who's going to dominate? The man will dominate the earth. Man, you go and dominate. There was man that was told in the Bible, even if you're going to use the Bible. Go and dominate and conquer. Man, not woman. No, let me tell you. I'm coming. Yeah, it might be a man, a generic man. It might be a generic man, but we know the man he was talking to. He wasn't talking to you, because if you go with the book, I'm not going to go with the book anyway. But anyway, all I'm trying to say to you again is, look, we have to understand that, yes, we want to do equal rights, and we want to do feminism and all that. When it comes to men and women as beings created, we are not equal. We are not the same. Naturally, physically, we are not. We might be the same in terms of human beings, as human relations. We'll be like the children and adults are still human beings, but an adult and a child is not the same. Mentally, and the same when it comes to women. Women and men are not the same. So that's why when it comes down to it, a man naturally is the protector, the hunter-gatherer. He is the one that's in charge. That's why even when you go to marriage, the man is the head of the home. The Bible tells you that. The man is the head. So why are we trying to fight ourselves? Now, when that happens and a man is in position to be the head, it's so natural that he's a protector. So when there are people around him who need help, what I mean help, normally women do not want to be single. This is why women have accepted it. Women, you see a woman who's maybe she wanted to get married I'm going to finish in a minute. She wanted to get married at the age of 25, 30, she get married 35, 40. Suddenly, a man who has a wife already, maybe his wife, and you got to talk about reasons why people go into polygamy. People don't just go into polygamy because they love it. Some go into for various reasons. Some because maybe their first wife couldn't have a child, right? Some because they had their first wife had issues with childbearing, had one or two, and there was issues, and then some because just very marital reasons. Some because of he feels he has wealth and he wants to have more children, which one woman cannot give him. These are choices. So polygamy is a choice, and so monogamy. So for me, I feel that making polygamy illegal is what they've chosen to do in the Western world, but they cannot try to impose that on us in Africa. In Africa, we have the normal laws, which is the monogamous law. You're not allowed to have more than one wife. But our African tradition, which is a customary law, permits any man, and the Islamic law too, to marry more than one wife. But he cannot do it legally to go and marry on the legal side. He can do a traditional marriage and has a second wife or third wife, but he cannot come legally. He'll be known to have one wife. And that's why I say to you, one wife, but underneath, you don't know how many wives I have.
Thank you very much. Spencer, everything you say is correct. Everything you have said is correct. One thing we do not do is to ask the woman. You know, when we're talking, Spencer, you were telling me about the man, and you are telling me about the woman. I say, Spencer, why are you doing this? This is what I encounter all the time when I speak to men. They tell me how men feel, and they tell me how women feel. I say, I'm a woman. If you tell me about a man, also ask me about a woman. So, Spencer, everything you said here is a justification of the need for a man to marry more than one wife. You're correct. You're talking from the male point of view. And you did not even say, what about the woman? That is one thing we women suffer from. You've told me in terms of equality, men and women are not equal. Correct. Yes, I agree. No time have we or myself ever dared to say that men and women are equal. No, we are definitely not equal. My 5 fingers are not equal. Do you think that this smallest one, this big longest one, is more important than this or can act better than this? I don't think so. So you rightly stated a lot of things. I'll just pick a few of them. Men and women are not equal. A man physically is stronger than a woman. Does that mean he will last longer or have multiple sex more than a woman? I don't think so. I can call you for a challenge. I can call you for a challenge. And I'll tell you that because you're stronger, tougher, taller, or anything than me, does not mean you can have intercourse severally, repeatedly on a daily basis for a week, months, or years than me. I can call you for a challenge. I don't think the fact that you are bigger, taller, physical means you are more important or more active than me. I don't think so. It doesn't work like that. And I'm happy you said it because people say, oh, we are wired. You know, you said wired. I kept asking you, how are you wired? I know why I'm asking you that. Let me also tell you how I'm wired. But you said a lot of things. You said, a lot of women have children, single mothers. And a lot of women in the house, their children, I tell you, is not by the man. I'm not saying it as a good thing because you think, oh, men go out to sleep with women. Women go out to sleep with men. You see, when you talk about men, you fail to talk about understand women. You see, you say, oh, we are all human beings, yes. However, what? Everything applicable to you is applicable to the woman or more. Okay, now, what is the extent? We can measure. I have told you, I'm not calling you, but I am telling you, a woman, if she says this is what she wants, because it's society, let me start from the birth of a woman. I don't want to really go deeper. I wanted to talk about a lot of things you said. You said Christianity. Oh, the Bible. That Bible, you can see a lot of men of old in the Bible that have 700 wives. What does that mean? 700 wives? Are they satisfying the 700 women? Is it about wealth? I heard a fellow man, said he's from a polygamous family. It's not about money. So these women that you marry, keep them in houses. Some people say, we all live in one house, we are happy, fantastic. I never said you can't choose to do what you want to do. All I'm saying is what is applicable to you could be applicable to the woman and even more in certain circumstances. You say no, because when you talk about the man, you fail to understand that the woman is also human. I want to say this to you from the birth of a woman. You told me in our conversation, I'm not sharing it, but we have boys and we have girls. I came from a family of 6, 3 boys and 3 girls. And so are the others. In the family, they will tell you, you're a woman. You know you will have to get married. You have to behave. You have to close up. Don't allow any man to touch you. Don't do this. Don't do the rules and regulation and training being put on the woman makes you to even say, I don't want sex again. There's so much pull you, train you, control you, tie you, lock you up in certain circumstances. Why are they doing this to a woman? You told me your man can go out, that's fine. And I was saying to you, if a man can rape, conquer women, is it not the man that should be locked up as well? But that is a different case. I am saying my argument tonight is that the training from the birth of a girl child, the way they lock you up, close you down, shut you down, close all your sexual. In fact, some of them, they even go there and check on you, make sure they are checked. There's a way they do to you that you lose interest. The man, a boy child, is allowed to wonder. They say, you're a man, you're a man, you're a man. You know, go get it, go get it. Encouraging men. I'll tell you something, Spencer. I'm a woman. I have a husband. I go with my husband sometimes. You see men having side chick, as he said, bringing it to their fellow men. They are hailing him, buffing him, telling him he's the king of kings. Oh my God, you conquered. Oh Jesus, they will help the woman. I'm a woman. If I have a boyfriend, I can never show another woman. She will so much tell me how wrong I am. Remember, you are a woman. You are not allowed to do this. You're not. Does that mean the woman does not have a boyfriend? The society condemns her. The society tells her she can't. The society. So when you talk about men having women outside, after all, those women that you're having children for, who told you you're even the father? Who told you you're the father? Spencer. Who told you you're the father of? I know some husband. You're talking of side chick. You go at the side and sleep with her and go back home. You think she's waiting for you? You're joking me. You are joking me. Women in the family also have side cock. Women in family also have side cock. If you check some children, I have a friend, not my friend, but I say friend for the benefit of the argument, to tell you I know her a lot. Her children, all her children, none of them are from her husband. Not even one. Not even one. Nobody knew. Her best friends don't know. Until one day, the guy, because people, we are not telling him, I see your wife here, I see your wife here, I see your wife here. He just came back one day, took all his children to go do DNA test. Not even one. Is the person the woman tells you is the father that they call the father. Find out, is he the real father of the child? There's something you said and I wanted to touch on. You talked about, I can't, side chick. So, Spencer, with all due respect, you can talk about the man. One thing the society has failed to do, or rather, one thing the society has done well, is to shut the woman, lock her up, zip up her vagina and everything. They don't allow her to express her sexuality. But they encourage the man. I've told you how they hell men, oh my God, you have a girlfriend. Women hide. Does that mean they don't have? Absolutely, they do. I'm not here to defend women. I'm not. But I'm here to tell you that what is applicable to the man could also be applicable to the woman. But you don't want to know. No, you shouldn't. You should keep yourself to one man. Who told you that? Oh, a man can marry a lot of women. Who told you a woman cannot sleep with a lot of men as well? But because the women are agreeable, because they've really shut you down, shut you up, trained you and told you you must obey the society, what does she do? Okay. Is that what she wants? Let me find out from Madam Hope if there's something she wants to contribute. Madam Hope, what do you have to say?
Just like you always say, I can hear you. I'm listening to all that is being said. And it's unfortunate that our Spencer was not here when we are talking about the girl child, the boy child, the women, the men. All the issues he brought up today is all that we have actually looked into and discussed in this family before now. But there is an area I want to reemphasize, I want to bring out from all that he said. He said, they are wired, the men are wired And I want to look at all men and women, we all have hormones in our body that is wired for sexual activity, especially when we get to the reproductive stage. And these hormones is meant for procreation. And we know that human being is the way you train the body, the way you condition, the way you mind has been. Because what he's saying is that because the male child from beginning was left untamed sexually, and they are free to express and explore and do whatever. That's why a lot of them cannot control their sexual desire. We know that individually, we all have different levels of our libido. I can remember when Nurse Angel was talking about an average man. There are hyper. We have the other ones. We have those ones that are below average. There are those that are above average. Trying to express that we have our individual different libido, sexual desires, and everything. So if we are looking at an average man and also looking at an average woman from birth has been groomed and trained to not to express her sexual desires, not to, in fact, she doesn't even have right to enjoy sex, whatever. So find out that they can easily, hello?
Continue. Please mute, friend of the child. Please mute. Please mute. Continue.
They can easily. Oh, sorry, I got disconnected. But let me get back to what I was saying. A female child has been groomed to control her sexual desires and not to express it. But the male child has been given that freedom, untamed, uncontrolled, and they are free. That's why they felt they are wired to express and yes, they were not taught to control their sexual desire in as much as their levels of libido differs. If they are trained, you find out that if both sex were trained to know that they are free, they have the right to express their sexual desires and to get satisfaction from sexual intercourse and everything. You wouldn't be telling me that because a woman who has a higher libido, you would tell me because she's a woman and she's not wired. But she's now trying to control it because of the way if not, she's already been labeled, the way the society will see her. That's why they went to the extent to make sure that they control the sexual reproductive rights of a woman. Starting from when they are a child, they will now circumcise them, trying to cut off the clitoris, the sensitive part. That yes, that's these are the things, trying to control the sex of a woman, saying that if not, they will become uncontrollable. Do you understand? So now,
then why are you controlling me that is not wired?
Yes, they want to control the wired nature of the woman by cutting off her sensitive part, because they don't want her to be wired too. So these are the realities. But I will always tell us that in all that we are discussing here, let us know that we're not coming here to do debate who wins and who did not win. We are bringing up these realities to bear so that we'll begin to look at all these things. Yes, our forefathers has been doing it. They had their reasons for doing it. And some of those reasons was actually selfish, was actually being selfish oriented or whatever. Some of them was out of ignorance. Some of them they might actually meant well when they brought up that idea. But as time goes on, you find out that those things are no longer applicable. It's no longer helping. you find out that no matter how you look at it, is doing us more harm than good. If you are now telling me you are wired to have sex, sorry, maybe the word we're using, I don't know, but but that's the word. Do you understand? If you are telling me that men are wired, that means as you are going on the street, immediately you will just be anybody you see, any woman. Do you understand? Because you know that doing it, you are going to commit an offense. And no matter how you are wired,
can you speak louder?
Yeah, no matter how you are wired, you still control yourself, because if you go into anybody without consent, you are committing a crime. So we found out that this self-control is what will begin to teach our male and female children. Both were naturally wired.
Oh, wiring.
Yes.
We can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
We can hear you now.
You can't? Okay. What I'm saying is that by nature, both male and female are wired for sexual activities for the purpose of reproduction, because we know that that's the whole essence. That apart from the sexual satisfaction and other things that goes with it, but we know that the intercourse is actually meant for reproduction. So what I'm saying is that if we're able to train our both male and female and teach them self-control, no matter their level of libido, they should be able to control their sexual activities. There's nothing like this one is wired and this one is not wired. Both are wired. It's a matter of training and teaching us how to control the way you heard our female family talking about they have been taught not to express, not to talk, not to do this, but the men are allowed. So if we find out that they now see it that they are wired because they were never told to control, they were never told to. So these, I'm looking at what are we taking out of this discussion tonight? If polygamy, whatever, all the poly we mentioned here, how are they benefiting us? Looking at the realities on ground today, let us decide. Thank you.
Yeah, so you want to speak, you will speak. We have friend of the children here, but we are closing. The time is we've taken a lot of time. Spencer, I will let you speak, but we are talking about wiring things, and some men are also laughing at the wires. And then there's a very important question Madam Hope asked, which if you say what you want to say, I also want you to talk about it. Men keep saying, oh, I'm wired to want to sleep with every woman, anything on skirt. Oh, skirt, is killing me. And you wonder, when you look front, you see your sister. You look back, you see your mother. You look back, you see, things on skirts. Do you want to say to me the wiring of the man, that wiring we are talking about things on skirts? Does it mean you now have to sleep with your mother, sleep with your sister, anything on skirt, sleep? Or even that wiring, as I said, most times, when you talk about polygamy, man starts saying they are animals. The only time you hear a man saying he's an animal is when he's trying to talk about polygamy. Do you not know that men have the capacity, mental capacity, to control their wires? Like women we were taught, and from childhood we were taught to calm down, close up, not once, not this. So don't men have the mental capacity to say, I can't have sex because I really have the urge. I need to think of, don't you want to say we don't have that mental capacity to decide not to jump on skirts? If not, why are they not jumping on their mother's skirts? Thank you.
I've just taken this wired thing to a different angle, and it's wrong. That's not what I'm talking about. When I talked about men being wired in the context of polygamy, right? A man is a leader. A man is wired to take control, to lead. A man is wired to procreate. A man is wired to be a hunter-gatherer. That's the wiring we're talking about here. Most men, yes, we know women do that too, but in general, a man is built naturally when it comes to strength, when it comes to his physical attributes and everything, a man is wired. That's what I mean by wiring. It's not just about sex. It's about where he's. You've gone off track and derailed and you 200 miles on the wrong path. Yeah, so I needed to clear that up for you, right? So that's on to one side. Then I've heard what Madam said. She's right in many of the things she said, right? That's true. The way society has put pressure on women, the issue of circumcision, the issue of what's it called? The issue of what else did she say? You know, just being overwhelming, women being subdued, really, which is true, and that's why we're open. Like for instance, in the modern world we're living in, I don't know who even engages in female circumcision anymore. You understand? So those things are things of the past. All I'm still trying to say to you today is that whether we like it or not, we might try to hide behind one finger. We might try to shy away from the fact, but polygamy is still being practiced in this world of today in other ways. It might not be in the way that you seem, where a man and the way it used to be done in the olden days, but it's evolved now. What we're seeing now in this 2024, even in the Western world, is where you have a man, he's probably married just because he wants to fulfill all righteousness, because a man is meant to get to a certain age and marry. Once he marries, after a while he divorces, he takes on another woman. And by the time you know it, he has 3-4 children from 3-4 different women. That's a form of polygamy, but you won't see it. Now, at the same time also, we have the issue where we have in the Western society, in Nigeria, where it's prevalent, and everyone now knows for a fact that in Nigeria, because of the way the society has evolved to the extent that Christianity has taken over, especially in the southern part of Nigeria. In the north, it's different. But in the southern part of Nigeria, we're now seeing a situation where most in quote, men have their side chicks. And even the wives have come to accept it, that a man, this is a fact. You might hide behind one finger, but most women in Nigeria, they accept it as a fact that a man must have a side chick as long as he's not bringing her home. They accept this fact, but that's another form of polygamy being practiced. So all I'm trying to say to you is, whether you like it or not, yes, it might not be happening the traditional way that we talked about it from before. We need to look at these things as realities, and if we want to come to solutions, find solutions for it, we have to face the reality as a fact and not hide behind one finger and say these are the real things that's what's happening. The side chicks a fact. People having children out of wedlock is a fact. Underage, teenage, pregnant, bearing children bearing children is a fact. Now, all those things are facts. How do we now look at about a system that would probably, in terms of the context of society and family, a system that would work better? So I don't think monogamy has proven itself to be the answer yet. And I don't think polygamy is totally bad. That's where I stand on this argument.
Fantastic. I just saw, sorry, you will say I'm only picking the bad one, the one that supports my agenda. But if you see the one that supports yours, please read it out to me. Just before I make any comment, Peter said, you are really getting everything right, but polygamous family is seriously a ruin of life. There's certain things you said, and you keep saying it. You say a man, you know, when you talked about wire, we all went to wiring the electricity, and you said, no, it's not that wired. You're talking about wiring in terms of hunter-gathering. You see, I remember when we were discussing, you said something about the man, olden days, he goes to farm and he gathers. Yeah, and sometimes people use the excuse of going to farm to say that he stays there. Men go out, stay for a while before they come back. And certain men also, even in today's society, let's be honest, there are many people that still practice it. They have 2, 3, 4 or more wives, and then they all agree to do so. One thing they know is, one thing I think is that if we, like you, Spencer, you've said something about the fact that you think is okay. I have not said is wrong or right. I'm just telling you that what is good for the geese is also good for the gander. I'm not trying to say, oh, let's start sleeping around doing it. No, I'm saying that the wiring, or some people will say animalistic, and I'm thinking, okay, we are all, if you are animal, we too are animals, but that's not where we are going to. What I'm trying to say is some obvious facts. You've talked about side chick, which we are not going to dive into today, remember, because you didn't really want us to use it. I say we'll talk about it sometime next week or so. But side chicks, accept it or not, is there. No one is saying it's not there. But what we are saying is, we've asked family members, do men cheat? They said yes. We asked family members, do women cheat? They said yes. So right now, I want to say that probably, I don't know where Spencer went to. Spencer, I don't know where you went to. But what I'm trying to say is probably polygamy probably is what men are using to legalize cheating. Again, we all here, if you want us, family.
Because they are wired to cheat.
Look, let's be honest, family. I want you to listen, and to listen attentively. Spencer is here. We've all agreed that men cheat and women cheat. We've all agreed that men and women have intercourse. At least men don't have inside intercourse. They have intercourse with women. Some of them have with men, some women have with women. That's true. But we all agree that men have intercourse and come, women have intercourse and come. We all agree that men cheat, women cheat. We all agree that men have side chicks and women have side coke. Right now, what I'm not thinking is that the push by men to legalize polygamy, even why some men, I'll just read out a couple, we have to go now. Why some men, look at our own Femi. Our own Femi is a male. He's currently married to a sweetheart patient. I love her. That's patient's husband. Femi said, I'm from a polygamy family. My father married up to, he didn't even say 5, he said up to 5. And the experience is not what to talk about at all. Therefore, people that come from it know how it is. Some people may have positive statements about it. Tonight, we are not talking about whether it's good or bad, remember. But what I'm trying to find out is, if a man can sleep with a woman and a woman definitely sleeps with a man that can sleep with her, if they are wired to have this, wired to have that, they like skirts, they are visual, and women also, you see some women, they also do the same thing, or even majority, rather than what we think. But because society condemns, there is one good one I saw. Where is it? Fantastic. Tony, I love you too much, and I definitely love you. Tony, this is always what I use, and for you to use it, we are thinking alike. Tony said, imagine the woman caught in the act of adultery in the Bible. They wanted to stone her to death. She was cheating alone. Why punish her alone? So, Tony, this is correct. So, from time immemorial, you just confirmed what I said. Men have always been justified, allowed, left, supported, even sometimes encouraged. Oh, I think I need someone at the backstage. I'm the only one here because I will soon start dancing. The volume will soon cut. Please, admin, start coming to the backstage, please. So, for women, a woman and a man, thank you for coming back to the backstage. A woman and a man, we are caught in the act of adultery. The woman was to be stoned to death because the culture, religion, tradition, society, everything condemns it for the woman. The man was nowhere near there. Nobody talked to him. Maybe they clapped for him even. So the inequality, I repeat, Chijioke, thank you. The inequality between man and woman is too much. The inequality is too much, ranging from the
discrimination.
Discrimination is too much, ranging from the birth of the girl child. I'm not using this platform to say we should be polygamous or not. No, I'm using this platform to also talk about the other side. Every time you hear people, even women justify polygamy for men. Okay, that's fine, based on choice. But one thing I've never heard, when you hear of polygamy, one thing I have never ever heard is that women also are human with the same kind of urge, but the society have been able to tame the woman and control her. So if men come and say we are wired, I've asked Spencer to come for a bad, let's see who is wired more. Because how much can you do a day for the man? How many times? The woman, she can, if you allow her, she can, what is there to lose? But we need to know, to come down and say, is it about the urge? Do I now have the mental capacity? Don't I have, am I an animal? You see, men, they say they are animals when it comes to sexual intercourse. But when it comes to leadership, they are no more animals. They now start to use their brain. But when it comes to sexual, we are wired, we are animalistic. I don't understand. Why is it only in intercourse you are an animal? If you are an animal, go to the bush and face your fellow animals. Don't stay on here where we have houses. If you want to, because of sexual intercourse, you want to claim to be an animal, then enter bush. Go and meet the lion and the tigers. Enter bush. As much as you have a higher capacity to use your brain as a man, you need to also try to control yourself. If the society allows you, all these things has a lot. We will stop here. I see we are almost 2 hours. But friend of the children just joined. Let me allow friend of the children to say hello. Then we dance and go. Friend of the children, please say hello to the family. You are muted, so you need to unmute. If you have anything to say, you can say it. But next week, we'll have a part 2 of the wiring. Friend of the children, you can speak. Otherwise, okay. Thank you.
This is such an interesting topic.
It is.
Thank you. I've listened to a lot, and I think it's.
Speak louder. Speak louder.
I said I'm listening to a lot, and I'm glad that you said that there'll be a second part next week, because I would have loved to portray some of the things that Mr. Spencer is saying, so that because what I'll just say as closure is that man should not try to be like a woman, and a woman should not strive to be like a man. We are created with our own uniqueness. We have our uniqueness. The man has his own uniqueness. The woman has their own. The women has their own. Have their own uniqueness. And so, by that, it means that there are certain things that the men will want to try, that the women would not bother want to try, not because they are not wired, but because naturally they are not. I think that is where the word wiring comes from, because naturally.
Speak louder. Speak louder. Or closer to
I am speaking loud. Okay, so basically, having understood that we are both wired differently, naturally, and I'm not even looking at what's constrained by the society, but even naturally, there are some things that the man will not try, or the man will never try to conceive, because they are not wired that way naturally. The woman will not try to impregnate somebody because you are not wired naturally that way. So there are certain things that even as both genders, we try to cancel each other out and make it look like you can do it because. But we must also. So that's why I like the fact that you have mentioned that we have the second part, because that wiring part, whether we like it or not, there are some things that the men would do because naturally they are like that. Maybe not in this topic, not on this topic, but I would say that the society has helped to define a lot of things, and many people are now saying that this has not been helpful. The society determined the shape or the form of union between man and woman. The society has condemned one part and has allowed one part to go. So whatever we are saying today is as a result of what we have experienced as part of the society. And I think so. All I will say at the end of it is that do whatever suits you, as long as it meets with the level of humanity. And what does that mean? When I don't know, as long as it meets with humanity, it means that what you think that you may not be able to accept for your brother or your sister, do not do to another. Do not do to another woman, or when you know that you cannot do to another, you not accept for somebody doing to your brother, do not do to another man, and that way, I think peace will reign. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much. I just want to dance and go. This is please mute so you won't intercept in the dance. And you can mute friend of the child. Thank you. So let's dance quickly and go. I will still dance to the song we dance.
Visit irocking.com for more Nigerian music anytime, anywhere.
Asanwa, baby. You see how we click on that, baby. I dey feel like it don't kind of mighty. Uju, love to get me good. When I think about it, something that I need to marry you. Uju, love to get me good. When I think about it, something that I need to marry you. Because everything that you, anything I do, anytime I want to enjoy, anytime I want to laugh, when I want to go, when I go to go, I swear you too fresh. Anytime we there for the problem, wait. All the guys they go want to die. Mama no make us money. If not I make it asking funny. So many chicks them a come they love me, but now only you who can be my wifey. I dey pray, I dey cast a mighty. For anything we go make us fighty. I don't go lie, it's a me not mighty. You be the best quality of wifey. Because everything that you, anything I do, anytime I want to enjoy, anytime I want to laugh, when I want to go, when I go to go, what do you gonna do? You be my thing. Asanwa, baby. I'm seeing you where I love you. Some of them they talk say na juju. Some people they call me mumu. Some of them they call me oluku. It doesn't matter what in them. My baby, my duty, would you my shorty? Asanwa, baby. I want to show them say that you my baby, yeah. Baby, you are you. Love to get me good. When I think about it, something that I need to marry you. Yeah, I got you. Love to get me good. When I think about it, something that I need to marry you. Because everything that you, anything I do, anytime I want to enjoy, anytime I want to laugh, when I want to go, When I go to go to you, money gonna be color. You. Baby, better not think about you. You're 17, 18, 19. Hey, baby, I say you're 17, 18, 19.
Wow. This is the end of what we have to do today. Is way past our closing time. So I would say that in our mind is definitely always in my mind, and your destiny is definitely in your hands. Watch out for the part 2 of polygamy. And we can even talk about the side chick, which is where Spencer had to fall onto. And Madam Hope, friend of the child, please, we have to go. Next week, we'll do more justice to the topic. The time is more than 2 hours now. Goodbye. Thank you, guys. See you.